Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the July 2020 Shadow Work Tarot reading for the sign of Capricorn. Please keep in mind this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. So do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs, and see which video's title resonates for you. As I said, it's a general reading, so don't force it if you feel like it isn't relevant. Just to let you know, I will be using a variety of decks, as you can see laid out on the table here. So the reason for this is because we've had so many powerful transits when it comes to planetary alignments, as well as, the lunar eclipse in your sign, Capricorn, is going to be very prominent when it comes to the shadow work, things that are coming up to be released, and this transformative energy that's coming through very, very strongly at this time. Okay, I feel like this particular season, Cancer season, is all about leveling up. So we're going to look into that in a little bit more detail than usual. So to begin with, I'll be pulling from the Dark Mirror Oracle deck. Then we'll move on to the Angelarium, then over to the Moonology, and finally wrapping up with the Isis Oracle. In regards to the tarot spreads, I'll be pulling from the A Wild Unknown tarot and then getting clarification using the intuitive. Okay, so let's have a look at what's going on for you at this time, Capricorn, and see how these energies are playing out in your circumstances potentially. Okay. Alright, so the card you got from the Dark Mirror deck, Oracle deck, was the Fated to Suffer card. Fated to Suffer. Okay. So this is talking about outward appearances and not always what they seem, okay? That we possibly assume the worst in certain situations because we're accustomed to this, that, and the other, and because of things that we've heard, over and over systematically throughout our lifetime. So we make certain assumptions, we base our beliefs on certain things, we have certain tendencies to lean towards the negative more often than not. So this is what this is talking about. So we'll go over to the booklet to give you a bit of insight from the creator when it comes to the energy of this card. So, Fated to Suffer. Once upon a time, we believed in fairy tales. They were the voice of common sense, the educational tool which prepared us to duty, danger, and morals. Some things we would never accept if we were told by a single voice. So the world arranges us to hear them with 1,000 voices, 1,000,000 voices. It's about what you can do and what you can't do, what you are worth, what you can aspire to. It's about what you like, what you want, what you hold dear. It creates a script which becomes as strong as all the voices that believe that script combined. So much that you cannot see another path. Are you truly seeing Snow White in this card? Is this the only story truly that this image can tell? What if the apple is not poisoned? What if the witch is not evil? Is that the same at what you look like in your life? Weirdly worded, but okay. Is it truly what you think it is? Are there not any other options? Is the opinion of others honestly better than ours, even if there are many and we are only one? Are you fated to suffer? It is not that there is no suffering in the world. The point is that there is no fate, right? So what it's saying here is that you have to be careful what you assume you're destined for. If you assume that you're destined for something terrible to happen to you, or something negative, or some situation to turn bad or go against your wishes, because that's what's expected, that's what's always reaffirmed in the collective, in society, then you're going to always assume the worst and attract the worst to you potentially. So you have to be aware of that energy, and that no situation is guaranteed a specific outcome. Everything is fluid. No matter how set in stone something appears, all situations are fluid. Okay, so that's something very, very important for you at this time, I feel, Capricorn, for those of you who this resonates for. So moving on, let's have a look at the Angelarium deck and see what that has to say with regards to these energies. Ooh, okay. That just went fluttering out of my hand. Okay. So the card that you got is Israfel, Angel of Song. Beautiful. Okay, so let's have a look at what dear Israfel has to say on the matter. Okay, so Angel of Song, the herald that will call the coming of end times. Israfel is a presence, a beacon, a warning. Heated judgment is upon us. The horn that blows the final call rests against the flesh of Israfel's lips, if it is even flesh. Israfel is both melody and the cacophony of existence. Songs can be soft and warm, especially when they end. Under the serene score of creation, the danger of total destruction is hidden. Beyond that destruction may be a new beginning. You must consider the implications of your actions seriously. Choose your steps wisely as you dance upon the cinder-soft earth. And the signs for this is a horn, the setting sun, and a flame. Okay? So while that sounds very dramatic and kind of scary possibly, it's actually very beautiful. What it's saying is that all things come to an end, right? And that with endings there can be beginnings. And that when that energy is present, it's very important that you are aware of your actions, your behaviors, your thoughts, the way you communicate to yourself and others, right? Because all things have karmic consequences, right? So choose wisely what you invest your energy into and what you hold as a belief, because that belief can be made real depending on what you choose to do with that in mind, right? And it might give you some very undesirable outcomes depending on what you choose to do with that energy, okay? So it's a warning, you know, it's actually a warning as to just be aware of what you invest your time, energy, and emotions into and what you hold as a belief, because you give meaning to those things by holding it as a belief, by putting your energy into it, okay? And that will obviously bring about certain situations and outcomes. So let's go over actually to the Moonology deck and see what needs to be revealed further. Okay. So the card you got is It's Time to Take Action, New Moon in Aries. Okay, so there's something you're being prompted to move on and pretty quickly. So let's see what that could be in relation to. Okay. So, New Moon in Aries. The flame is lit. A wonderful new start beckons and you're on the right track. Drawing this card is a superbly positive sign if there is something you want to happen in your life. Take this card as a big yes from the universe. This is the time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go. After all, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, but you're on your way. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for, but the hot fire of Aries is driving you towards success in whatever endeavor you're asking about. The caution: don't go too fast and forget your manners. Treat people well as you charge towards your goals. You'll create much better karma for yourself. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. You know, heed the warning that whatever you choose to do and however you choose to go about it is going to have a karmic consequence, right? So it's reaffirmed in this card, basically. So while you're being prompted to take action, it's important that you don't overstep the boundaries, that you still are respectful, that you're still coming from the right energy, that you're allowing your inner wisdom, the divine guidance, your heart space to drive you forward rather than blind ambition, right? So that's the warning there, I feel. Okay, so now let's go over to this gorgeous deck that is the Isis Oracle deck and see what the Mother Goddess has to say on this subject. Okay. So the card you got, wow, is Power over 7 Scorpions. Power to conjure lower vibrational forces. Interesting. Okay. Power over 7 Scorpions. Okay. So this is being able to manipulate and bend lower frequencies to your will, baser frequencies, energies and forces that are resonating at a lower frequency. So particularly familiars, shadow beings, possibly even infernals. But obviously, again, warning: be very bloody careful when you're messing with the unknown, and especially with the lower vibrational forces. There is a clear warning there for sure. So let's go over to the booklet then and see what else it has to say on this matter. Okay. So, power over 7 Scorpions. You are being initiated into the magic of conjuring, to have power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word. You are guided to use this powerful gift with compassion and discernment, with mercy and non-judgment. You can then manage any toxicity in your life with swiftly and with great effect. Okay. So your will is essential in this process, right? That's clear, as it is with all things, right? But it's saying that if you use your inner wisdom, your inner knowing and discernment, then you can wield the lower forces, the lower frequencies to assist you in your task, right? Providing that you use great discernment as to what energies you call upon. Because if you call upon the wrong energies and you use them from an egocentric space, you're going to cause some very serious karmic consequences. Therefore, you have to use your discernment. You know, you have to be wise as to what forces you invoke and how you use them. Okay, that's what it's talking about here. The people get afraid when you talk about things of that aspect. They feel like, oh my God, like, you know, you're going to summon all of hell. And it's nothing like that at all. And actually, a lot of these forces that we're discussing actually come from within. It's tapping into your shadow aspect and using it as an ally, and your own inner demons or inner infernals, right? Because you are just as dark as the things that you fear. You're just as bright and light as the things that you hold as benevolent, right? So that's something that you need to be aware of. So if you're afraid of anything that you deem to be even remotely darker or mysterious or unknown, then you're essentially afraid of a very big chasm that exists within yourself. The abyss exists within you as much as it does outside of you, okay? So that's something to be aware of. Okay. Now, let's go over to the tarot. So let me just move these cards out of the way. So I wouldn't be surprised for some of you if the Magician card comes up, and that's a very prominent energy for you, that you're stepping into the path with the Magician, right? Wielding some very powerful energies at this time to assist you in your work. So let's have a look. I've already shuffled, but I'm going to shuffle again. Oops, that was not a successful shuffle. Oh, what did I say? Bummer deck. Magician. Amazing. I just saw it now. And there you are. I just split the pack as well. And this is what's here. Unbelievable. That's confirmation, ladies and gentlemen, that yes, you are stepping into the role of the magician. All right. So let's see what else we can get for you in regards to these energies. So some of you might already be practicing magicians and learning more about it. You might be new to it. Or some of you are, you know, kind of inquisiting about certain aspects, you know, doing your research, have a curiosity. But some of you are definitely going down the path of the magician. Like, I don't doubt that. With the messages that are coming up, that's where you're tapping into. And that's very Capricorn energy as well, so I'm not surprised. Like, that's something you guys would step into quite well, I think. All right, so let's get into it. So the first card you got is the Devil in reverse, your energy, Capricorn, right? So yeah, this is talking about the need for discipline over yourself, okay? The way in which you conduct yourself and the energy you use to, the energy you pull from in order to make things happen, you know, to make significant changes in your life. You have to have discipline over yourself as the magician. That is essential, okay? If you don't exercise extreme caution and discipline, then you can find yourself in a world of shit. Like, that's just me being honest, right? You can find yourself in a world of shit and, you know, confronting consequences that you have no idea how to even handle. So use your discernment, be very careful, and don't take anything at face value. Do your research, okay? So the next card you have is the Hermit in reverse, so Virgo energy. Could be dealing with a Virgo, could have it in your chart. Regardless, I feel like there's something that you're kind of maybe a little bit hesitant to tap into when it comes to this higher learning, this esoteric knowledge that's coming in at this time. There is knowledge coming in for you, but I feel like you're kind of still not willing to explore it as deeply as you would like to, because you're afraid of what you'll uncover and what that means for you. I think there's a little bit of fear involved. And while a little bit of fear with this kind of work is healthy and it's essential to keep you disciplined and to stop you from, you know, getting kind of over, you know, egocentric and thinking that you're invincible, you know, you need to know that you have more control and power than you think, okay? That you're not destined for bad things if you explore this path, right? You just have to use your discernment. Obviously, if you start practicing heavy black magic, you know, in a very dark sense, then you're gonna reap some very dark consequences, right? But it depends on what you're doing and how you do it and the intention, right? So use your discernment. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? What is it that your goal is, right? How do you want to accomplish that? What do you gravitate towards? You know, what is the potential outcome of this, you know, undertaking, right? So you have to go within and address these questions, you know, and you need to be able to clearly answer them to your own soul before you start, you know, receiving any major support and energetic power-ups, right? When it comes to this energy from the universe, because they want you to be damn sure, and I say they, I mean all of the divine, want you to be damn sure that you have your intentions in the right place. Because if your intention is to harm, to cause carnage, chaos, right? They're not going to support that, of course not. But if you're trying to use these energies for the betterment of the collective, for the betterment of those in need, as well as yourself, that your will comes from a place of good, from love, and wanting to support, wanting to assist, then that's a different matter, okay? So the next card you have is the Three of Cups in reverse, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So I feel like you're keeping things hush-hush at this time. You're not really expressing this path that you're taking because you're understanding it's very personal. And you know, there's certain things you can't really express because people will not understand. You know, they won't understand this path that you're taking. They'll assume the worst, right? And that'll just feed back into your fear. And maybe hearing like, oh, are you sure you should be doing this? Are you sure that, you know, you're going to get support doing this? Maybe this isn't a good thing to do, right? Fear mongering. But again, it all comes down to you using your discernment. So when you do decide to take this turn, this new change in ways of doing things, you know, putting an end to the old and embracing the new, you need to be very clear on why it is that you're doing it and how you'll go about it, right? And you don't need to reaffirm that to anyone else other than yourself, okay? And then as for the universe, it's listening closely, so there's no worries there. Okay, in regards to the last card, then you have the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Mother of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Could be relevant. You could be dealing with someone who is a fire sign, regardless, Capricorn. I feel like maybe the person, maybe you have expressed some notion of this interest to someone who's possibly a fire sign, and they did not give you any kind of encouragement. You might have got some backlash from this person, like, why would you do this? Like, that's such a stupid thing to do, or you don't have any power. You, like, what are you talking about? Like, you're not a magician. Like, this is silly Harry Potter nonsense, you know, maybe undermining you completely, right? And that's what kind of made you feel like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe it is a waste of time, or maybe I can't change anything or do anything positive with it. Or maybe they went the opposite way and was attacking you, like, oh, you're a bad person, you want to do this, that, you know, making you feel like you're a terrible human being for even exploring the concept, right? Not knowing that your intentions is nothing like what they're envisioning. You know, they're envisioning like hellfire and, you know, all the worst possible things, you know, like, you're going to be a demon worshiper or something like that, when it's nothing like that at all. But, you know, prejudice and stereotypes and all the rest of it. So you might have got a bit of backlash on that level. But I see you kind of just overcoming it and saying, well, fuck it, like, you know, I know me better than anyone else. I'm going to use my discernment. I have the discipline. You know, I'm gaining the knowledge, so whatever, pretty much, you know. Because people always assume the worst. And again, it comes back to this fairy tale energy of like, oh, well, I heard someone did that and this happened to them, or, oh, you know, if you go down that path, then this, and this is bound to happen. You know, so it might not even be coming from you. This might be coming from someone else. And you're kind of getting caught up in that fear of, oh, what if I do something wrong? What if I end up becoming the very thing I was setting out not to be, right? But that's where your discipline comes in, right? Being able to use your discernment, not being easily fooled, especially by the forces that you're conjuring, right? You need to keep ensuring that you're not only raising your vibration, but your vibration remains consistently higher than whatever it is that you're invoking, right? Okay. Or conjuring. Okay. So clarifying now, we've gone into the intuitive so we can clarify these cards for you. So in regards to the Devil in reverse, Capricorn energy, your energy, you have the King of Cups in reverse. So this is water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You could be dealing with a water sign in some capacity or have water strongly in your chart. Regardless, King of Cups in reverse, this tells me that, you know, you're having to be very careful. You're treading the thin line because, you know, again, like I said, you're having to use your discernment and discipline. But I feel like you're kind of, you might not be considering how important it is that your emotional body is in full alignment, balance, and in control, and that you feel that you're able to empathize with others. If you're going to assist others doing this work as well as yourself, empathy is essential, but you need to be balanced and clear and not easily swayed by the emotions of others, right? So that's something I feel like you should also take a look at as well, particularly if you have been feeling a bit emotional lately, okay? So in regards to the the Hermit in reverse, Virgo energy, you have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So yeah, there's some healing that needs to take place here. I feel like, you know, where there's this maybe some dogma around what it is that you want to do, it kind of hurt you that people were assuming the worst. I mean, or this person assumed the worst. But I don't feel like you told many people that you have an interest in this path and you want to explore it further. But I feel like, yeah, the fact that there's just so much dogma, possibly where you live, there's a heavy amount of dogma around this kind of work. It causes you pain. It's hard to deal with. It makes you feel bad. It makes you feel like there's something wrong with you for even wanting to gravitate into this work. But again, that's because you're not going within and addressing the reality of the issue, and that, you know, it's not that what you want to do is wrong at all. It's just that there is a lot of stigma and people don't understand, and you're buying into the fear, right? The fear of the unknown. So you need to go within and address that full on. And I would say not to engage in any of this work until you address those things. As I said, you need to be emotionally grounded and balanced, okay? Neutral, but still able to empathize with others, okay? So you need to get to that space before you even think about start doing this work. So in regards to the next card then, the Three of Cups in reverse, you have the Star card. So Aquarius energy could be relevant also. Either way, I feel like you may have an Aquarius in your life that's very prominent, you know, maybe a family member, a best friend, a partner. And you don't feel like, you know, maybe they keep trying to invite you to go out and do things. Maybe they want you to, you know, focus on something that they believe is like the dream life, you know, something, especially if this is a partner. They might have a vision of how they want life to be and how they want you to be. And it's not really in alignment with what you want, what makes you feel happy, right? So you might not be feeling very emotionally fulfilled at this time, but they're thinking that this path they're trying to help you walk down is, you know, the be all and end all. So you may even possibly find that a relationship is coming to an end. And that's part of the, you know, Israfel's song, right? That a relationship or a significant connection that once meant a great deal to you is coming to an end because you're not in alignment with what it is you both truly want, right? And that maybe this person is part of the energy that's holding you back from your self-discovery, exploration, you know, your spiritual path. For others of you, I feel like, you know, you don't want to express to others what it is you're doing at this time because you want to focus on doing the work. You want the work to speak for itself, right? So your focus is on making sure that you have everything that you need, that you're in check, and that you're ready to go and you have the knowledge so that you can start engaging in this work and allowing the results to speak for themselves. And then finally, the last card you have clarifying the Mother of Wands here is the Two of Swords in reverse, air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So I feel like whoever this is represented as, you know, in the Mother of Wands, I feel like you kind of made a decision that you weren't going to buy into the fear, because from what I see and feel, you're moving towards this goal, but you're understanding that you have to be very careful in which you approach it. So it's not that you're not heeding the warning, you know, from this person or from the universe. You're heeding the warning, but you're just choosing to act upon it. You're not allowing that to stop you from acting, right? Which is good, because the advice here is to act, but to take your time to get all the necessary tools, to get the understanding, the information, understand, you know, the consequence of certain actions, so you don't fall into certain pitfalls through ego, right? And through being easily manipulated or tricked yourself, right? And also knowing that everything has a speed and a place and a time, and going accordingly with that rather than against it and accelerating something at your own detriment. And also understanding as well that, you know, it requires great discipline. Okay. So yeah, Capricorn, that was not reading I was expecting, very different from the others I've just done. But hopefully that'll help those who are walking the path of the magician in some aspect, right? We already got the clarification, well, the confirmation of that when I split the deck, so it pretty much speaks for itself. But heed the warnings, as I said. You know, don't allow fear mongering and dogma to prevent you from walking your path. Just understand the weight of your actions, the importance of your will and your intent, and only align to that in which is going to, you know, be of benefit to the collective, to those you're assisting, and yourself, right? That's going to serve the highest good, that's not going to bring harm or destruction into people's lives, and you should be all set. Okay, so sending you lots of love, lots of support, you know, because God knows some of you will need this walking this path. And yeah, you know, if you do need to talk to someone who is neutral, then you're always welcome to drop me a message. But in the meantime, take care, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you get notified of the next reading. And yeah, I will speak. Oh my god, I can't even speak anymore. I need a break. I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.